Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Kellen here with Droid Life, and I've got in front of me, well, this is Motorola's press event, if you will, for their new device, which we've already written up, so you know what it is. This is the Moto E. So Motorola kind of ran through this thing about MWCs next week, and they didn't want to add another press conference, and so they did like an at-home mobile sort of press conference. Kind of a neat idea. Anyways, it's for the new Moto E. Moto E with LTE, which is the second gen new version of the Moto E announced today. Runs $150, comes in black or white, and you can actually buy it today in a whole bunch of countries, including the US. So anyways, we thought we'd do, since they went the unique press event route, we thought we'd do an unboxing of it and just kind of show it to you. So it says slide to start, fragile breaking news. And so you slide that over, and before we open the box, it says start here. So start here, and sure enough, they give me a little badge that says my name and all that stuff, just like they would at a normal press event. Neat. And then here is probably just a bunch of press materials, USB. We get these at most press events as well. And then this says all that good stuff. So start with Moto E, and this is our press conference. Kind of a neat little deal there. So then we start opening, and we've got Moto E's on display, just like you would see at a press event. A welcome desk, which you usually have at a press event as well. Coffee and treats and snacks, and more stuff on display. And then the front doors, which they open, and then press floods in typically. So we fold that down, and here's a bunch of chairs. And so actually, if you, at the last event Motorola held for the Moto X at their Chicago office, they had some chairs kind of similar to that. Well, they were a bunch of different chairs. But anyways, press would sit here. And there's Rick Osterloh, their current, I believe he's the COO, president and COO. So there he is back there showing off the device. And we can slide Rick out, apparently. So we slide Rick out. Start with MotoE.com, and then here is the phone. So there is the phone. There is another section, I believe, to this box, though, so we'll get to that in a second. Oh, on the back here, this pops down, and it looks like we have some of their bands, they're calling these, basically just a way to add some color to your device. Also offering up clear shells, and then the power cord. So that is essentially Motorola's press conference for the Moto E. So let's talk about the device. We just ran through the list of specs, but basically it's similar to last year's Moto E, except they upgraded it in a number of areas. So the display is now 4.5 inches, used to be 4.3. Still QHD with a little Q, so it's not full HD, but the big upgrade here is obviously 4G LTE connectivity. So I ran over the spec list, and it looks like it works on T-Mobile and AT&T. You got bands 2, 4, 5, 17, and there might even be another one in there. So it should work on those, no problems. Covers all their GSM bands as well. Upgraded to quad-core processor, 2390 milliamp hour battery. There's an SD slot. You now have a front camera. Pretty sure the original didn't have a front camera, so they added that. Still have a 5 megapixel camera on the back. They've added some tricks. You can notice they don't have a flash to cut the cost down. Again, this runs $150 is also. It's pretty cheap. Again, white or black. This is obviously the white model. And again, if you want to add some pops of color, they created these little things they're calling bands, which you can also buy today. There's probably an easier way to get those on. Anyways, you get the point there. Overall, it's an upgraded device. Obviously, this isn't a top-tier device for everyone. It's meant to be sort of an entry-level model for those getting their first smartphone or just need something affordable, or for emerging markets. So you've got your speaker up there. There's that front camera again. 1 gig of RAM, 8 gig of internal storage, but it does have an SD card slot, so you can expand that. Not a bad little phone in terms of in-hand feel. Again, not a flagship phone, but it's not supposed to be. So let's fire it up here. They did a couple of things that really make this kind of a cool little idea here. Obviously, it's incredibly affordable at $150 off contract, but they added Moto Display and quick capture camera. I always struggle with that one. So Moto Display is probably our favorite feature introduced on a smartphone in the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 years. Basically, it's from the Moto X, and when you get notifications, your display lights up, and with your display lit up, let's skip everything. Skip. Yep. And I'm trying to hold this up a little bit just in case they flash a phone. Anyways, they added Moto Display, which is where your notifications light up the screen, and you can sort of jump straight into them. And it's basically the most handy way ever for you to check notifications. It's awesome. And so they added it into this device. They also added quick capture camera, which is where you can double twist and that launches the camera. You can see that it's actually faster than the Moto X. You can also touch to capture anywhere, and it captures. That was actually pretty fast too. I got to do that again though. That was crazy fast for a phone that's supposed to be low end. That pops up, I would argue, faster than my Moto X. Just one more time. Look how fast that is. So maybe they could work on that with the Moto X. So it's got that, and then it's also got Moto Display, which I don't believe I can show you. Obviously, I don't have any notification, but so that's a huge feature. It also runs Lollipop, which you could tell right there from the notification panel. So we're already running the most recent version of Android. Let's just double check. And it's actually 5.02. So it's not 5.1, which we're seeing on Android One devices in overseas, but it is 5.02. So basically the most recent version. There is your model number, XT1527. And that's basically it. You got on-screen buttons. Obviously, it's stock Android. Motorola's really stuck to that over the last couple of years. And yeah, we'll play with it, give it some run. It's supposed to have all-day battery, which is about all you get from most smartphones these days, unless they're the Droid Turbo or something, or the Note 4. Feels nice in hand. It's a little guy, 4.5-inch phone. Of course, that sounds odd to say that that's little, but this is it. This is the brand new Moto E. Again, available now, $150. And works on most GSM, well, the big GSM carriers here in the US, and probably a nice little global phone as well. So if you have comments, questions, want us to check anything else out, we can certainly do that. But for now, we are Droid Life, and we're out. Peace.